Hello, my name is Chelsea Moeller, and I'm going to go over the basics of weaving on a very simple loom. Here in front of me I have a very simple loom that's very easy to make. It's made out of a styrofoam meat tray, and what I've done is taken my warp threads, that's these blue threads here, and I've wrapped it around my meat tray a couple of times and then tied it diagonally in the back. This allows my warp threads to stay under tension, which allows the under and over function of weaving a lot easier. To make weaving go a little easier, I also have a popsicle stick located at the top of my warp threads here. This has been interlaced through my warp threads under and over, under and over, under and over. And this allows me to turn this up, and it'll raise alternating threads to make what we call a shed. A shed is this lovely little space, see that space in between the threads that makes it easier to weave instead of constantly going up and down and up and down. To start off, I have my weft threads, which is this red, really puffy yarn, and on my weft thread I've threaded a tapestry needle, which will help to make it easier to go under and over all these individual threads. So, starting on this side, because this is the side where my yarn is, I'm going to go underneath this first thread. Let me get a little closer here. See that? I'm going to go underneath it like so. I'm going to pull this through. Then the next one, I'm going to go over and under. The one after that, over and under, over and under. And I'm going to go all the way across. When I run out of finger room, like I did there, I'm just going to gently pull my thread through. And then I'm going to go back and go over and under again, like so. So I get all the way across, and then I'm going to gently pull. And then I'm using my fingers, I'm going to just gently push these down next to their next buddies, like so. So, looking at our weaving, you can see that I have gone under this one and over this one. But the one below it, I've gone over this one and under this one. So when you're weaving, you want to alternate which ones you go over and which ones you go under. So when I go this direction, I can actually take and use my popsicle stick to make a shed. So I'm going to rotate that up. And so you can see, if I pull this down here a little bit, you can see how this is going to allow my warp thread to go under this one, over this one, under this one, over this one. Just in that same alternating pattern that we see here. So I'm going to just go ahead and I'm going to slide this back. Take my needle, use the less pointy end, slide it all the way through like so. Oops. And then bring it down to the bottom. I can use my fingers to kind of scrunch them down like so. There! And that is the basics of weaving. You're just going over and under your warp threads with your weft thread. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this makes the basics of weaving a lot easier to understand.